We are far from total equality, but the gender pay gap is shrinking ever so slowly. Pew reports that women now earn 84% of what their male counterparts make, and younger women actually make 93 cents on the dollar to men. Compare that to 1980, women made just 2/3 of what men made. And also digest this, women are the breadwinners now in 40% of households with children. But while that may be great for the equality movement and great for the family bank account, it could also mean problems for the family dynamic. Farnoosh Torabi offers a unique look at managing those challenges in her new book, When She Makes More, 10 Rules for Breadwinning Women. And Farnoosh, you say that being the breadwinning woman actually complicates your relationship in a lot of ways. Tell us about that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a breadwinning woman. I just want to make that clear. But when she enters a relationship, the problem is that men and women are still holding on to these very antiquated ideals about what it means to be in a male-female relationship and what money means in that relationship. So what we're finding is that there's a higher chance for divorce, higher chance for infidelity. I did my own survey of over 1,000 women in this country and found that when she makes more, she's really feeling overwhelmed how to make her career work, her household, domestic drudgery work, child care, and her romantic life. And men, they can feel emasculated.
Yeah, and oftentimes men don't want to admit that it's difficult for them. You have a list, though, of 10 rules for breadwinning women, one of which is to develop a thicker skin. You say criticism and unfair judgments are par for the course when a woman is making more money than her man. I know a thing or two about that sitting at this table every day, but the only thing I would say to that is developing a thicker skin
Not sure what that means. What are you talking about, Abby?
Exactly this is why I need to develop a thicker skin. But also finding a level of compassion, because knowing that it is difficult for the man, even though they may not voice that all the time, knowing that it is sensitive and you have to be thick-skinned, but also be compassionate.
You have to, because this is new territory for everybody. And, you know, the headlines are like, why can't the guys just get on with this? Our intelligent brains are telling us this is totally normal. We got to get with the times. Women, too, also have challenges with this. But that chapter that you point out is one of my favorite because it's personal to me as well. My mother had an issue with me marrying someone who made less, because while my parents always supported me to get my education, pursue my career, stand on my own 2 feet, it was never expected that I would be the breadwinner in the relationship. My mom was concerned that I would be conflicted, that once children, and I'm now almost ready to pop, guys, that I would, thank you, that maybe I would feel stuck, right? That I have to pursue my career like a hamster on a wheel and then come home and take care of everything else.
Well, I mean, you know, most moms do that anyway, whether they're the breadwinner or not. But this idea of these men who feel their masculinity is challenged because their woman makes more than them, which can be a blessing in a lot of situations, makes me say, if you're not man enough to deal with her making more than you, then maybe you're not man enough for her. And why is it her burden to make him feel better? Why
it's not her burden. It's not her burden. Let's remember, we're in a relationship, guys.
It takes two to tango, right?
It takes two to tango. Men sometimes, he doesn't, just because he's a little insecure, we all have insecurities, just because he's insecure about the fact that you're the breadwinner and he's not, doesn't mean he's not going to love you, doesn't mean he's not going to support you. He just needs time to sort of reconcile this. And listen, women go through the same psychological issues too. We're not prepared all the time to be the breadwinner. Sometimes we feel resentful that we're in this position. So I don't want to put all the blame on men. And I want to remind everyone that when you're in a relationship, you're not at work. You know, it's not just like shape up or shape out, you know, ship out. It's, you got to work with one another and figure out, why are we insecure? Men want to provide. Okay, they want to be the most important person in your life. If they can't be providing for you in a big financial way, then as a couple, you got to repurpose the relationship. What is it that you can now bring to the table where you still feel like my hero? And those couples win.
It's great advice.
Very interesting stuff, Farnoosh Torabi. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.